The Peter Tilden Morning Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
Coach Pete Carroll is on with me, and he's got a book that he's touting called Win Forever, and the cool thing, Live, Work, and Play Like a Champion. And the cool thing right off the bat is that you decided to give it all to charity. Because Lord knows you don't need the money.
Well, the reason for writing the book was to raise money for our foundation to Better LA. I wouldn't have written a book for any other reason. I'm not into book writing. But this one we did in hopes of raising a bunch of money and really focusing awareness of what we're doing here in the inner cities.
I'm fascinated with guys like you because I'm not an athlete. I tried to be an athlete. What are you laughing?
Well, I'm just saying you look somewhat athletic.
Here you go. I'll tell you what it was. Pulling guard. I go out to the team. I want to be a fullback, halfback, something, and the guy goes, "Nah, you're a pulling guard," which I did, and I didn't know what that meant. What it means is Big Fat Peter has to hit the other guy and then run around the end and block for the fastest guy in the team.
That's it. That's the pulling guard.
How stupid. So first major game, it was like 6 games in, I recover a fumble. I'm bent backwards in half, and everyone piles on. I get up, I hand in all my stuff because I figured scoring with girls was just not that important. The other thing is that a lot of my good friends in high school were serious about this. I was playing it to play it, and there was already a different level that was starting to develop with the guys who were serious about it. And it honestly, and I'm not kidding, scared me because you saw something in their eyes. Now, looking in your eyes, that's all you dealt with. Were the best of the best of the best guys who would kill other guys to get the place.
Well, yeah, the most competitive guys, the more competitive, the more will that they had, the more we liked them. That's right.
But how do you control? I'm always fascinated with the game that goes on under the game. Because you can do plays, you can do your playbook, you can do whatever you want. It's all out. If you guess wrong and put guys out there who are emotionally not connected, who are not team players, who sabotage other guys, who talk trash in the locker room, that's a big part of this game. I know you're a rules guy. What you eat, what you wear, how you talk.
Sure.
How do you, for the hours that aren't coaching, know what those guys are doing? How are you on top of that? Because that's just as important about what goes on as coaching.
You really try to orchestrate a mentality, and a togetherness that connects everybody, through the experience, through the guidelines that you set, the expectations, to draw everybody so that we really kind of develop, as a team, you develop a conscience.
But how do you know if you're going to, let's say I'm on your team. You could destroy me. You smiled again like there's no way he's ever being on my team. You can destroy me if you say the wrong thing. You can cut my confidence. I could be more insecure, and then you lose the next 3 games.
Well, that's rule number 2 in the program: no whining, no complaining, no excuses.
Right, I'm out already.
Yeah, you might be a vicious rule number 2 violator. So, but we give them a conscience to share, and then we also give them kind of guidelines to how you speak, and what you can say. And what nobody wants to hear your sad story, so don't share it with the guy next to you. Share it with your coach when it's one-on-one, and try to develop a mental toughness about how it's important to guide your speech. Our words are so powerful. What we say means so much in what we follow, what we do, and also how we affect those around us. So we have to be disciplined in that manner. So we give them some guidelines to kind
no
of
whining.
orchestrate.
Okay, so the first rule that came out is no whining. Everybody listening right now, don't waste the time whining. Waste the time doing.
Matter of fact, this is a rule that I absolutely just borrowed directly from Coach Wooden. No whining, no complaining, no excuses. That's really about how you speak and how you talk and your framework.
Are you that way?
From.
Do you ever catch yourself at home whining?
No, I'm not too good. I basically think good things are going to happen.
Who are you? Where did you come from? Wait, you're an athlete, but you're like you were 10 pounds, as I recall.
Yeah, I was a wimp when I was.
But yet you did 3
school.
sports. You did basketball, football, and girls soccer.
Baseball,
and baseball.
Yeah, I played them all, but I wasn't playing much. When I transitioned from 8th grade to 9th grade, something happened, man. Everybody kept going, and I just stayed the same. And puberty was a mystery to me.
But you didn't let it stop you.
Huh?
You didn't let it stop.
No,
you.
I just developed a big old chip on my shoulder. What happened? Because as you're growing up, you get a kind of an image of what you are and who you are as an athlete.
So what was it that gave you the image rather than what you saw in the bathroom mirror?
Well, I had done okay when I was a little kid, and then all of a sudden I didn't grow, and everybody that I had been competing with or on top of, I started to had to pick up towels for them and stuff. So it kind of, it gave me a little bit of an edge that later on when I finally filled out and grew up, I think it added to my competitiveness. competitiveness, and I think it made me a little more hungry and all that, and which is something that you can't deny. When you got athletes that are hungry and have this will to prove who they are, that's what you're looking for. And the athleticism is really important too, but more so that heart and that thing that they grind to become is really what's powerful.
Book's called Pete Carroll, Win Forever, which goes to charity, which is really cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, better LA.
You're an animal. You got to be an animal. You got to be a tough guy. You went from pro a couple of times as defensive coach, other stuff, to college.
Yeah.
Back to pro.
Yeah.
Back then to your final place before pro, and now you're pro again. They tried to get you to pro a couple of times in the interim, and you didn't want to leave.
There was never the right mix of elements to make the job the right thing. I need to do this like I can do it. I need to be in charge of all of it. And so nobody wanted to give me that opportunity until Seattle and Paul Allen, the owner, and Todd Lewicki came and said, hey, look, we want you to bring everything. Bring the whole philosophy, the whole approach, and we'll back you and support you.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm jacked up about it. No, I'm not nervous about it at all. Everything we've done so far has set things in motion, and now we just need to keep taking these steps forward.
Okay, what do you think about this? I was watching a football game. Maybe it could have been a Super Bowl with Fred Dreyer.
Yeah.
And Fred Dreyer, I love sitting next to a football player who knows what he's doing, and he's going, the announcers, this is not what the game's about, it's this, and I was blown away. And he said, any pro coach, given the amount of money and talent they have on the field at any given time, if they can't do better than a 50% record, should be fired immediately.
Well, Fred's right. Everybody is. If I got fired, now I'm above 50%. So it's a very difficult, challenging business. It's the most competitive. It's with all of the resources. Everything's pointed toward it. There's no escaping it. And in our situation, the ownership and the leadership of this club has wiped the path clean. And here it is, make it or break it. And that's what I love about this opportunity. It's the most competitive level, but yet I have everything at my disposal to get it done. Whether we do or not, we'll find out.
Look at that smile.
Let it rip.
But you are excited. You're completely
Sure.
amped up about this thing.
Yeah, and it's because the players have taken so much to what we're doing and how we go about stuff. We demand our guys to have a good time doing it, which isn't part of everybody else's makeup. But we practice hard and fast and meet and do our stuff to get us ready. But we want to enjoy what we're doing too, and I think that adds to the whole atmosphere of the learning environment. And
What's the difference between now that you've seen and you've been there? Difference between college and pro, that next level up that we can't notice necessarily.
Well, there's it's a little more serious, because guys are playing for their livelihoods and all of that. There's another level of intensity that you elevate to that can't be matched anywhere else that I missed. The level of competition, because the players are so good and the coaches are so good and everything is so heated up that it's as good as it gets. So that's a whole notch above. But there's the difference is that the players are more experienced in their own world. They have an opinion. They have an opinion of themselves and what's good for them and all that. The college guys, they don't know any better. So they're just kind of
still looking to you with awe and excitement. I can't. Let's be Carroll. Oh my God.
Well, it's like that at Seattle too. No,
yeah,
really.
I talked to the guys. Not as much as you would think.
You're right. I lost my head.
Pete Carroll. The book is Win Forever. We'll find out if he wins forever in the pros. I always wonder. I watch a guy like you on the sidelines during the game.
Yeah,
and everybody's a backseat quarterback. Everybody at home, these guys drinking beer, going, do this, do that. How come?
Sure.
Does the game ever get away from you? You're standing there, and it's almost like the treadmill to oblivion. It's going, whether you admit it or not. It's going, and it's not necessarily playing out the way it should be playing out.
Who said oblivion's not a good place to go?
Do you ever stand there and go, whoa, It's like I've heard comedians on stage forget where they are for a minute. They take a mini vacation. Singers in the middle of a song. Where you're standing there, it's almost out of body going, whoa, this is happening.
I felt that before giving speech or something, but never in a game.
You're always present? You always kind of in control?
Well, I'm at least close to that. I feel like it. Yeah, I feel pretty much at home. In games on the sidelines when the lights are on, that's home, and so.
But you're out of control. It's out of your control at that point.
Well, yeah, that's a little different than not having sense of where you are and all that. I know what that feels like when you blank and you don't know where you're going next. But in the games, it's not really like that. It's more interactive and stuff. It flows differently. So, but that doesn't mean that everything always comes out the way you want it to.
Yeah.
But it's quite an experience. It's an amazing environment to be in, and there's nothing like it.
This is Talk Radio 790 KABC, the Peter Tilden Morning Show.